Good evening, believers. How are you doing today? This is Love Coach Dasha coming to you today for the Healing Hour Live. Now, if you've never been with me before, you don't know what it is that I do here. Let me tell you a little bit about it. I am a love coach specifically for women who want to stay and heal and reconcile after infidelity. You have been cheated on, and it is devastating, it is crushing, it is killing you, but you still want to stay. This is still your person. This is still somebody that you love very dearly. You're not ready to break this relationship up and go your own separate way. You would like to be able to forgive them, to be able to open your heart back up to them, to stop being so triggered, and be able to move forward with this relationship. And I am here to tell you exactly how to do that because it happened to me. I am almost 18 years past the last D-Day, the last time that it happened with me and my husband. This was a bunch of D-Days over about a 4-year period. And after that 4 years, he had slacked off with it, and I was trying to find a way to just work things out, feel a little bit better, trust him again. And I figured out the dreams formula. I figured out the exact path, 6 steps to be able to walk the path of healing instead of continuing to walk the path of hurting. And I want to share that with you. So, if you have not gotten a copy of the Dreams Formula, my guide, How to Heal and Reconcile After Infidelity, go to the top of the Love After Cheating group, or go to my Instagram page. You can click on the link in my bio and you can get a copy of the Dreams Formula. Either way, absolutely free. It will walk you through the steps. And when you do sign up for that, I will send you an email series with 6 lessons about exactly how to follow the path, and you will get those every week. So you are going to have like a 6-week course built into this, knowing how to do this, knowing what you need to do to actually start to heal and reconcile after infidelity. All right. But we're going to talk a little bit more about it today. I'll talk to you a little bit about the dreams formula itself in a minute. But before I go on any further, let me just warn you, we are 3 days out from the full moon. Now, I point this out for everyone, the people that are in my one-to-one groups, the people who are in my one-to-one coaching. I let them know when to expect some disruption because the full moon is coming and it is 3 days out. I started feeling it 2 days ago. I started feeling it passing out. If I sat still for 5 minutes, I was asleep. And some people it affects like that. Some people get a little zing of energy when the full moon is coming. Most people have some emotional issues to deal with when the full moon is coming. I used to work in a hospital. That was always going to be the crazy night. That if you were working on the full moon, you knew going in, stuff is going to be crazy. It's going to hit the fan. As soon as you get there, it's probably already hit the fan. This will be the third or fourth time it's hit the fan as you are coming in for a night shift on the full moon. It is just something that affects our bodies. I think that the way that the moon pulls out the water on this planet, I think it pulls on the water inside us too, and makes us feel a little bit emotional, makes us very easy to argue, makes us think that everything is wrong, makes us feel like we need to correct this right now. We need to correct what their behavior is right this second. And sometimes it's not even their behavior. Sometimes it's not even a real thing. It's just something that we have gotten sensitive about because the moon is messing with us. So I'm warning you now, put it off for right now. Whatever it is that you think is super important that you just have to talk about right this second, you don't have to talk about it. All right. It is a false feeling. Do not believe it. It is messing with you. All right. Give it 5 days, 5 to 7 days. All right. Come back on next Thursday. If you are really still upset about whatever it is that you want to talk about right now, next Thursday is the better time to do it. But today, that feeling is building. That tension before the moon hits is building. These 3 days, it gets kind of intense, and then it will be on Sunday that the full moon will actually come. So We don't need to talk about it yet. We can wait for a little while and let those feelings pass. Let that pull on us pass by before we start trying to deal with the emotions of whatever it is that we are upset about at the moment. All right. What I want you to do is hydrate. I want you to drink lots of water. All right. I want you to get yourself good and hydrated. When you are trying to heal, we need hydration. We need stuff to be lubricated in our bodies to be able to heal. So if you've got the trauma of this infidelity and you got the full moon, it's drying you out. So you need some water. All right. Be drinking water consistently. This is my little 40-ounce bottle. This goes with me everywhere. I drink like 2 of these a day. Um, I want you to eat things that you feel comfortable eating, things that make you feel good to eat. It can be comfort food or it can be fruit or whatever it is that is a thing for you that is a comfort for you. Go ahead and eat. All right, get some calories. Again, we're trying to heal and we got the moon pulling and tugging on us. We need some calories to be able to fuel that healing. We need that in our bodies. Our bodies need that nourishment, especially when they're under stress like this. And rest. That's the third thing. I need you to rest. All right. I understand that a lot of us feel like, oh, that's me being lazy and I'm not doing what I should do. I started to give myself a hard time about it a couple of days ago when I woke up and I was like, oh, I sat still for 2 seconds and I was asleep. And I started to feel bad because I was in the middle of doing something. And I was like, no, I am not lazy. Obviously, I was sleepy. Obviously, my body was saying that I was tired, and just me sitting still made me able to go to sleep. I'm not going to beat myself up about that. So I want you to take that to heart this week is don't give yourself a hard time about needing to rest. When this moon is pulling on us, a lot of people get tired. A lot of people just get worn out. I get tired and a little dumb. I have no motivation. I can't quite do the things. Like I didn't get anywhere near as much done as I was trying to get done today. All right. So it is a normal thing to need that rest around this time every month. Learn that schedule. Learn what happens to you, what happens inside your body, what happens inside your brain when the full moon is coming. Chances are it'll be the same type of things happening every month. You will get some warning. Like when I woke up like that, I was like, oh, we must be close to the full moon because I was like, I usually don't pass out like that. So you will know what the cycle is. You will know where you are in that cycle. You will know how you're going to be feeling. And then you can recognize that, oh, it's the full moon messing with me. Even if I want to argue, I don't need to argue right this second. I'm going to just wait. I'm going to just wait it out for about a week and see if I feel any different about it. Chances are you will feel differently about it in a week. Chances are it will not be as important as you thought it was in a week. Okay? Those three things. Just do those three things for me. Drink, eat good food, sleep. All right. And you should be okay. And do not argue. How about that? All right. So let me see. Got that part. All right. So now we're going to go into the basics. These are the practices. These first four, and the last thing that I'm going to tell you before we go are the practices. I give you these things, and this is in a PDF right there on the page too. If you need a guide to follow along with, it says um the practices. All right, 5 core habits to start healing after infidelity. These are core things you are going to be doing on a regular basis, especially now that the full moon is messing with you. You are not alone if you are feeling overwhelmed. These things are going to help you to not feel so overwhelmed. Um, that while the moon is pulling things to the surface, we are battling with that using the practices. All right. So the first practice that I always want you to be doing is I need you to be doing your deep breathing. Can we do that? Can we get on that? If you have not been making this a practice, I need you to do that. I need you to make this a practice 5 times, 5 times a day. Okay. It takes about a minute to do your deep breathing all the way through 5 times. Okay. It's not that long. So if you can do this consistently through the day, set an alarm on your phone, 5 different periods during the day where you think you can sit down and do your deep breathing, and then do your deep breathing as soon as that alarm goes off. Take that time for self care. Put yourself first in those moments and do your deep breathing. Now, we do deep breathing in the 4-7-8 pattern. You can do whatever kind of breathing you want. There is box breathing where you just breathe in for 4, hold for 4, blow out for 4. You can do that. There is alternate nose breathing where you just pinch off one side of your nose and inhale and exhale through the other side, and then you switch and do it on the other side. There are so many deep breathing techniques that you could be using. Use one. It does not matter which one, but if you need one, 4-7-8 is what I use. That is on my YouTube channel as well. It says Start Here and Breathe. It's a video walking you through that. So if you need one, you got one, but pick one and do it 5 times a day. This is going to start to bring down your anxiety. Your anxiety, as you've been hurt like this, it shoots through the roof. You got adrenaline pumping, you're in fight or flight. The breathing that you're doing when you're doing deep breathing is the opposite of the breathing that you do when you are triggered, when you are panting for your breath. It is a completely different way of breathing. And so when you do it on purpose, you are telling your body, I am safe. Everything is fine. I'm all right. Don't you worry about me. I am breathing nice and normally. I am not in any danger right now. If you do that and you do that consistently, you keep telling your brain that message, your brain will eventually believe you and stop leaving you all triggered and set off. Okay. So we're going to do our deep breathing together. You can do it with me. We're going to do 3 times just for the sake of time for the live. But like I said, 5 times a day. All right, what we're going to do is blow out. You're going to try and blow and empty out your lungs. You're going to try and get as much space in there as you can possibly get. Then you're going to make sure that while you're blowing, you're making the noise of blowing. Like you're blowing out birthday candles, make the noise. It is a trigger to your brain. When I make that noise, then I'm safe. Everything is fine. All right. Then we're going to, after we've blown all the way out, we're going to inhale for a count of 4. It can be through your nose if you can breathe. Right now, the ragweed in Virginia is ridiculous. And so some people's noses are stuffed up. Breathe through your mouth. It's fine. All right. Inhale for 4. Hold that breath. 7. We're going to give our body a chance to use this oxygen that we just breathed in. And then we're going to blow out. Releasing that excess carbon dioxide, we are safe. All right. So that is what we are going to do. Come on and join me for your deep breathing. Ready to go? First things first, you're going to blow out. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Beautiful. Lovely, lovely. We've got it good. I do not see myself up here. What is going on? I don't know what happened, but it says I'm live. I'll come back. All right. So, yeah, I'm live on YouTube. I don't know what happened to myself on Facebook, but I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I can't see myself on Facebook. I'll work it out later. All right. We've got our deep breathing done. Lovely. Good job. How do you feel when you're doing your deep breathing? It should feel better. It should feel like something loosens up, something cracks open. Feels like you can release something. Isn't that a good thing? We want to do that, right? We do not want to feel bad as we are trying to move through this pain that we're already experiencing. Okay. The second of the practices is we are going to do our journaling. I need you to sit down and do your journaling. This is my current journal right here. Every day I am cracking this bad boy open, saying something, talking about my feelings, what's going on during the day, things that I need to work out, things that I need to figure out before next week. All sorts of things are in my journal. I want you to use your journal. You can pick whatever kind of journal you like. I got one right here, goes in your pocket. Look at that, itty bitty. Then we've got one here. This came from the Dollar Tree. It's got line pages in it, or actually not even line pages. Look at that. Beautiful. You can get a journal from anywhere as long as you are using it. It is useful. Okay. What we're going to do is get our journal, get a pen, and sit down for about 5 minutes in the morning and then 5 minutes in the evening. When you sit down and you use your journal, what you are doing is telling your brain that all these thoughts that it has, they're important. You are willing to write them down. You're willing to put pen to paper, permanent ink to put it down on paper to say that you understand that this is an important thing that your brain is trying to tell you. It is upset about this. It wants you to know. It wants you to think about it. All right. I only want you to do this for about 5 minutes because if you sit there and you journal for an hour and a half, you're not going to want to do it again. All right. Your hand is going to be cramped up. You're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe I wrote this much. It's page on top of page on top of page. And you can't find things. If you've been writing that much, you can't find the patterns as easily as you can when you are going ahead and saying 5 minutes, that's my limit. The things that come to the surface, the things that are most important will be what you pour out onto the page. That is where you start to find patterns and your triggers in your thoughts and your regulation of your body. All right. You can choose different times during the day to go ahead and do your journaling. Feel free, but I want you to just make sure that you are doing in the morning and then the evening before you go to bed consistently. Okay. If you do that, I want you to write your date, your time, your level of anxiety. Your date and time are so that you can figure out when things happen, and then your level of anxiety 0 to 10. We're going to take a measure of these feelings that you're trying so hard to regulate, that you're experiencing from this trauma. We've got to regulate them. We've got to get a good grip on them, and that starts with putting a fence around them, figuring out exactly how big they get. So 0 anxiety is you're great, all is right with the world. All right. 10 is I want to rip my hair out, tear my clothes off, run screaming down the street naked. All right. It is a loss of control. If you are saying you're at a 10, if you're at a 10, you are probably screaming at the top of your voice. You're losing your voice. The police may be called by the neighbors. You are throwing things. You have broken something. A loss of control of yourself. So that does not mean that you are sitting there journaling, right? You can come back later on and say, I was a 10. But in the moment, if you are able to control yourself enough to put pen to paper, you're not a 10. All right. So that will give you clear boundaries about how big these feelings get, how awful they are, how out of control that you're going to be. And if it's anything less than a 10, anything less than out of control, write that down. And then you can refer back to the 10 later on. All right. You need to know that there are 0 days. You need to know that because your brain, after this type of trauma, will tell you that nothing is ever good. Nothing has ever been good. Your whole entire life has just been shitty up until this point. It will tell you that. So if you're writing in your journal on a consistent basis and putting down that you're having 0 days in your journal, you can flip to a page and you can see a 0, then that means that your brain is lying to you. You will have evidence that it's lying about what it's saying to you. And we need that. We need that evidence that our brain is lying because after trauma, all of those feelings feel really real. It feels like all the horrible things that you think and are experiencing are absolutely the only reality out there, and that's not so. So when we can catch our brain lying to us, saying that, oh no, you never have any good days since this happened, every day has been a misery, but you go back in your journal and you're like, no, I had every week I've had a couple of good days, a couple of days where I was only a 0 or a 1. Actually, I'm doing better than I thought I was. You're catching your brain in that lie. You're telling your brain that no, that's not acceptable. That is not what we want to believe about our lives now. And you are making it correct itself. Okay. All right. So, got the journaling. The next thing that I want you to do, that I always want you to do every time I talk to you, I'm going to tell you about it. I want you to develop an attitude of gratitude. I want you to be thankful for everything. I want you to wake up in the morning and pick 5 things that you are grateful for. Write them down in your journal. In that 5 minutes that you're going to write down those 5 things, and then write for 5 minutes. Put yourself in the right state of mind. Tell your brain that we are not looking for things that are sad, things that are making us angry, things that are making us upset and triggered. We're not looking for those things. We're looking for the things that we think are good in our lives. We want to experience the good. So that is what we wake up looking for. And then your brain throughout the day will scan your environment and be like, well, what about this thing? This thing seems like something you could be grateful for, and it will keep handing you things to be grateful for if you insist on waking up, finding 5 things that you're grateful for every day. You're teaching your brain, instead of going with what the trauma says. The trauma says everything is horrible, life is terrible, you're terrible, he's terrible. It tells you that. If you can show your brain from the very beginning of the day that no, everything is not terrible. I'm not terrible. He's not terrible. Life isn't terrible. It will stop saying that to you over and over again. It's easier for you to regulate. Okay. I do Thirsty Thursday. So if you're here with me, if you're on YouTube with me, or you're over here in the Love After Cheating group, go ahead and put in the comments something that you feel grateful for today. Go ahead and throw it in there. I am grateful today. I don't know. What am I grateful for today? I'm grateful for water today. I've been super thirsty. I am grateful for a king size bed that I get to sleep in, that I crashed in the last couple of nights. I am grateful for, I don't know, what else am I grateful for today? What else has happened today? It's been an interesting day. I'm grateful that my dad is all right. My dad fell the other day and he wrenched his knee, but he's okay. He had to go to the hospital, but he's back home. He's all right now. So I'm grateful that he's okay, that it wasn't as bad a fall as it could have been. All right. So anything, put it in the comments. Let me know what you are so grateful for today. All right. Or this week. All right. And the last thing that I'm always going to tell you when we first get started, the fourth practice, is stop asking him all them damn questions. All right? Stop it. Stop. No, don't do it. All right? I know. Everybody says that you have to have full disclosure. You have to know exactly what it is that you're forgiving for. You know that they cheated. I don't think the details are going to change that. If you are willing to forgive because they cheated, you're willing to forgive because they cheated. But that doesn't mean that you have to sit here and know every nasty, gory detail about what they did. It's just giving you more and more to try and heal from, more details to try and heal from, instead of the overarching theme of you cheated. All right, because that's the most important thing. That is the thing that we are most focused on. You cheated. That is the thing that we've got to heal from. So, as you are going about this, I know you want to ask the questions. The questions pop into your brain, and your brain tells you, I need to know the answer to this question if I'm going to heal. If I'm ever going to feel any better, if we're ever going to get on the healing path, I need to know these answers. Your brain is lying to you. Remember, I told you a second ago, your brain will lie to you? It will lie. It will tell you that it's trying to help you heal, and that's not what it's doing. When your brain is on questioning mode, it is seeing your mate as a threat. And it's saying, I have to find out every bit of detail I can about this threat so this threat doesn't hurt me again. It has absolutely nothing to do with healing. It has absolutely nothing to do with the two of you reconciling. None of that. Your brain will tell you that that's what it's doing because it wants you to keep on questioning, asking all these questions, figuring things out. But it's not for that. It is to collect ammunition against him. Every time you try and get close, it'll lob one of those little details at your head, trying to get you to back away from your mate instead of getting closer to them again. All right. Instead of believing your brain, you got to tell your brain, no, I do not need any more details. I have experienced a very painful thing. I do not need to sit here and feed myself more gory details about it. I don't need to do that to myself. I used to like horror movies. I used to be into them. And I don't have the room in my brain to keep all the gory images anymore. I don't have it. I don't feel like it. That's not something I want to focus my attention on. That's not something that I want to have to work through eventually. So I'm not going to do it. All right. The same thing with this. Do not ask all these questions and give yourself more and more and more to have to heal from. That's unnecessary. You don't have to do that. That's completely unnecessary. Okay. So instead of doing that, instead of asking a whole bunch of questions and treating him like a threat, I know that it itches when you want to ask a question. So I'm going to tell you what are better questions to ask. This is the Theand. This is the Healing Edition deck, but they've got all sorts of different ones. I've got the long-term couples edition here too. From the good people at theskindeep.com, it will give you questions to ask, which are designed for connection. The way your brain is telling you that, oh, I must know all these answers so that we can connect again. This is real connection that is going for, okay? So these are really excellent questions. 2, 3 of them is good. All right. You don't need to try and overload with too many questions. Get a couple, scratch that itch, and see if maybe we can move on from there. That makes sense? All right. So, what do you think I really need to hear these days? Interesting, right? Wouldn't you like to hear that instead of the answers to the questions that you've been looking for? Like, wouldn't this be a better question to ask? Wouldn't this be more soothing to you? Something more comforting than what position did you have sex with her in? Did you tell her you loved her? What hotel did you go to? Wouldn't this be a better thing to ask than those things? I think it would. What do you think I really need to hear these days? He might tell you exactly what you needed to hear. He might tell you exactly what you need to hear, and you will be amazed and you will feel close, and that itch in your brain will be gone because you asked a question and you got an excellent answer. You got some endorphins flowing. Okay. The next one, see, they got me. This one says, what do you think I need to hear from you? Different question, not really different enough. I'll give you another. All right. This one says, what do you remember about the last time we handled conflict between us? What do you remember about that? What is standing out in your brain about that situation? What do you remember about how we handled the conflict? Excellent question. Better than what you want to ask. All right. And one more. Why do you think I am in this relationship? That's an excellent question, right? Why do you think that I'm in this relationship? Why do you think that? Why are you feeling like I am here just because I ain't got nothing else to do? Or do you feel that I love you and I am loyal to you and I want to be here? Like, what do you see in me about this relationship? Why do you think I'm in this relationship? It's a good question. All right? Way better questions. Way better questions than the ones that you wanted to ask, the ones that are torturing your brain right now. You do not need all the dirty details about what he did. You do not need that. That is unnecessary. Don't do that to yourself. You already know that you are trying to heal from cheating. That's good. That's enough information to know. If you really, really want to, go ahead and believe the worst and start to heal from there. Don't even ask the question. Just assume the worst. The worst possible thoughts that are going on in your head. Well, yeah, I believe that those are true, but I'm still trying to heal from it anyway. It eliminates all of that questioning. It eliminates you going around and around in circles. Okay? All right. So, let's see. What else I got here? The practices aren't really about pretending that everything's cool. All right, you're trying to regulate your nervous system. After you have been traumatized, your body and your brain are reacting. This is a physical thing that is happening to you. So when you do these things, it starts to combat the physical effects on your body. You got to regulate your nervous system so that you're not drowning in everything that's been stirred up. It's very easy to do that. If you are just constantly trying to keep your head above water about all that has happened, and without doing these regular practices to regulate yourself, to calm your body, you're going to be struggling. You're going to be struggling trying to keep your head above water, and it's going to be constant wave after wave after wave hitting you, trying to take you down. You have got to do something about getting a good deep breath, getting yourself up out of that water a little bit so that it's not going to keep taking you down. Okay? All right. Now, you all let me know if you got questions, comments, thoughts, complaints, put them in the comments. I am here for it. Oh, see, now I see it. Now I'm over here on Facebook. I don't know what the heck happened with that. But all right, fine. Now I see myself. It's all good. All right. So let me know if you've got questions, anything that you want to know about from me about how to heal, how to reconcile. I am here to answer all your questions tonight, okay? Let's see. Oh, let me tell you about this. All right. So the Tricky Triggers Challenge is coming up. It is coming up September 22nd. In the comments, I will add the form. All you need to do is put in your name, your email address, maybe a couple of details about some of the triggers that you are dealing with, and I got you. All right. I want to hear from you. What is going on? What are you having difficulty with these triggers so that I can make this as good of a challenge as I possibly can for you. So I can make this exactly tailored to what you need it to be. Okay. It is also in the chat on Facebook too right now. All right. So we've got anywhere you want, go ahead and click that link, name, email, and just what is going on with the triggers. The last page is going to send you to my Love After Cheating Facebook group that is for my challenges, my Love After Cheating Challenge Facebook group. It is going to lead you right there. Come get into that group. That's where the actual challenge is going to be held for the whole week. Okay. Every trigger that you're dealing with right now, that's something that is asking you to be faced. It wants you to know that this area of you is still wounded. This part is not healed yet. Can you face that? Can you deal with that? Can you do something about it? That is what your triggers are doing. That's all they want from you. They want you to know that they're there so that you can actually face them and do something about it. You don't have to fight it. You don't have to fear that feeling. You don't have to run from it. As a matter of fact, running from triggers is like that dream where you're running from a monster. Have you ever had that dream? If you're running from the big monster and it's chasing behind you and it's shaking the ground and you're terrified and your legs are about to turn into jelly because you've been running so hard, you're out of breath, and you feel like that thing is just breathing down your neck. It's about to catch you. That dream will always be stopped simply by turning around and facing the monster. That is what it is. And that's what our Trigger Triggers Challenge is doing. It is hauling a halt to the running. It is turning around and it is facing that trigger monster instead of letting it continue to chase you and run you down and run you out of breath. Okay? That is what we are doing. If you want to heal, you've got to face it. You've got to turn around and face this monster. And that doesn't mean diving into pain over and over again. Usually, in that dream, if you turn around, just the decision of turning around, just the action of doing it and showing that you're not going to be afraid, you're not going to keep running anymore, usually that starts to let the monster let go of you. So we've got to learn how to work with the triggers, gotta sense them and work with them instead of working against them. Working against them is the running. All right. We cannot continue to run. It is making us miserable. We've got to find a better way. Okay. So the Trigger Triggers Challenge is about to teach you how to work with the triggers instead of working against them, how to start regulating your body and calming yourself after all of this trauma has happened to you from being cheated on. It is terrible that this has happened to you, but as you are going through these triggers, as you are learning about your triggers and you are learning about how to handle them, you're going to feel strong. You're going to feel pretty damn invincible by the end of the week, battling with those triggers, understanding that they can't really actually hurt you. They will try and act like they can, but they're not actually going to hurt you. They're just to let you know where you're already hurting. And then cleaning up that hurting, getting to a place where you feel better, it is going to be awesome. All right. It is going to feel great to be able to deal with these triggers. But you have to go ahead and start to face them. You got to start doing that now. So go ahead and click on the link and sign up for the Tricky Triggers Challenge. The full moon might be showing you things that you need to release right now. The full moon is all about release. It's about letting go so that you can move forward. What we will do a lot of the time is we will hang on to the past, hang on to things that are stressing us out, and not actually start to move forward with those things. Um, when you're experiencing that full moon, it's making you tired, it's draining you, it's getting you emotional, it is showing you things that you could release, you could leave behind at the full moon. A really great thing to do is to pick something that you're ready to release and write it down on a piece of paper and go outside and burn the paper underneath the full moon. Watch that smoke lift that thing away from you. It is being taken from you. It is something that you are willingly releasing. And that symbolism kind of tricks your brain into thinking, oh, well, yeah, we really let go of this. We burned that whole paper. It's gone. So it's a good practice on each full moon to think of something that you would like to release and to actually go and release it. Actually let it go into the universe, let it be gone, and then see what your life is like without it. All right. But the Tricky Triggers Challenge is going to teach you how to soothe your brain, how to calm down your body, how to stop being hijacked by this trauma day in and day out every time his phone dings. We have to figure out how we are going to live after this trauma, not just survive, but thrive after this trauma. And the Tricky Triggers Challenge is going to help you do that. If you've been carrying too much, if you've just been hauling these bags around with you and your triggers are screaming for your attention all the time, this challenge is for you. The Tricky Triggers Challenge is going to show you how to put that baggage down, how to stop your triggers from screaming at you, and then get you to the place where you're not just surviving, you are thriving. You are not in another cycle of pain, you are healing the pain. That is what we are doing for the Tricky Triggers Challenge. So we start Monday, September 22nd at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is free, okay? It is gentle. It is step by step. It is easy. It's effective. We will battle those triggers together. This is your time to get rid of them, okay? So click the link in the comments. Message me the word trigger too. You can do that as well. And I'll send you the sign up form if you just want to send me the word trigger. I got you. Okay? All right. So, you got anything that you're holding on to that you thought was protecting you? Anything like that? I think that things like the location thing. It seems like one of those things that should protect you, but isn't it one of those things that kind of drives you nuts? Isn't it one of those things where every time you go on Life 360, you are looking to see how far he has traveled and where he is and where he was 5 minutes ago? Like, it is designed, it's supposed to be to give you peace of mind, but is it giving you peace of mind? Is that really happening? Because what you're experiencing when you are checking, that is not trusting. That is, I believe that there is something that I need to check. I need to be on my toes about whatever they are doing out in the world because I can't trust them. I need to keep my eye on them at all times. A lot of us hold on to those triggers. That is a trigger. That is, I need to know where he is. And if I don't know where he is, I'm going to freak out. That's a trigger. Okay. You hold that wall up, you hold on to that anger, that distrust. It feels like armor. It feels like it's doing something to protect you, but it's not. It's isolating. It is pulling you away from your honey. It is saying, I believe the worst in you, and I'm going to continue to believe the worst in you, even as you're proving it, even as I am having all of your location. Every time I check your location, I feel bad. I feel like you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing. So I'm never really going to trust you with that. All right. Um, you got to release that. You got to release the things that are in your brain telling you that it's protecting you, but it's not really helping you. The same thing with the questions. That is another thing. You need to release this full moon. Release that. Release the need to ask all those questions. What you're doing is you are telling your brain and your body that you don't trust this person. You are scared of them. You need to know everything that they're doing in order to feel like you're comfortable being around them. And that wall being up is not going to help you feel safe. It just makes you feel more scared. So I want you to think about releasing some things that seem to protect you, but haven't actually been protecting you. All right. Does that make sense? I want you to do that. What pain are you holding on to that you could set down? What bag have you been carrying that is heavy that you could just put down tonight? Even if it's just for tonight, even if it's just for half hour, I would appreciate you just being able to put it down. All right. So the Trigger Triggers Challenge is going to help teach you to put that baggage down. One step at a time, one trigger at a time. We're going to work on it. All right. Um, Let me know if you're in the comments now. What does the pain keep telling you to do? What does the pain keep saying to you that you need to do this, that, or the third for you to be okay? What is it saying to you? Pain will say, don't trust them. Ask them again. Ask them and check and see what if his answer is the same. It'll say, check his phone. It'll say, be angry. Be closed off. Don't give any affection. It will tell you that, right? It will say all those things, but that is not a way for you to get any closer now, is it? It's not a way for you to heal. It's not a way for you to reconcile. It's a way for your brain to keep saying how triggered you are and how you should continue to protect yourself instead of opening back up and letting the person that you love back into your heart. You can do all those things. You can just not trust him. You could ask him a million questions. You could check his phone. You could stay mad at him. You can do all that, but it does not serve you as far as your healing. It's not going to serve you. You're going to have to do these things. You're going to have to stop listening to the pain at some point. Even if you break up with him, even if you're like, I can't do it with you, you're still going to have to do it eventually. So think about that as you are going forward during this week. What is the pain constantly telling you to do that doesn't feel like it would be a good thing? It doesn't feel like it would make things any easier. It doesn't seem like it would make you any closer. What's it telling you? Put it in the comments for me, all right? Well, that's something that the fear told you to do, the pain told you to do, and like, okay, usually the pain and the fear are the exact opposite of the healing path. Usually that's the hurting path. That is, I want to continue to hurt, so I'm going to keep on listening to what the pain and the fear tell me to do. When the pain and the fear are saying, check his phone, make sure, see what he's doing, see who he's talking to. The healing path is the exact opposite of that. Whatever it tells you to do, you don't do. So if it's telling you, pick up his phone, check through that phone, the automatic response is no, that is not the healing path. The healing path is doing the opposite of what the fear and the pain say. And the opposite of what the fear and the pain are saying right now is leaving his phone the hell alone, putting it down, walking away. Even better, if your brain is screaming, if your pain is screaming at you, the trauma monster is jumping up and down inside your head saying that you need to check his phone, take the phone to him. Give it to him. Tell him, look, hey, the monster in my head is screaming at me to go through your phone. I am working on trust. I am working on forgiveness. I'm working on reconciliation. I do not want to check your phone. I don't want to have to be your warden. I don't want to have to sit here and go through your entire phone and make sure that you're not doing anything stupid. I want you to make sure that you're not doing anything stupid. I am not going to take on that responsibility. So here, change the code. Change the way to get into the phone. I'm not going to ask for it. I'm not going to try and use your fingerprint in the middle of the night. I'm going to leave it alone. I am not going to check your phone because I am doing the opposite of what the fear and the pain are insisting that I do. When you do that and you do it consistently, when you go to him and tell him, look, the fear and the pain are saying this, I am doing the exact opposite. He will see how hard you are working on this and he will not want to mess it up again. That is the most important part, right? If you're doing all this work, you don't want him to go off and cheat again so you feel like you're stupid for doing all this work. If you show him, I am doing this work for us, for this love that we have, and you are letting him know that even though you are hurt and you are hurt righteously, you still are choosing love and forgiveness and understanding, and you're choosing all these things for him. He's going to try his very, very best not to mess that up. All right. That is how you know. People get stuck on, well, if I'm good to him, if I'm nice to him, if I don't do what if I do what the if I don't do what the pain tells me to do, then that means that he's got a green light to go ahead and cheat on me again. That's not usually the way it works. Usually, if somebody knows that they wronged you, all right, somebody that actually cares about you, okay, not somebody who doesn't care, not somebody on the outside. I'm talking about somebody who actually cares about you, knows that they hurt you, and they see you actively trying to forgive that, actively showing them, opening up your heart to them, trying to get closer instead of getting more isolated. If they see that, that is not encouragement to go off and do more bad behavior. That is not what happens. When you see that, when you've got somebody on your side who's willing to forgive you and you are dead wrong, it shows you the value of love and forgiveness and understanding, and helps you to understand that you don't want to do this to that person anymore. You don't want to have to make them go through all this anymore just on account of you, because you can't control yourself. You can't deal with being an adult. All right. When you are consistently forgiving of the person that you love, they're going to try and meet you with being worthy of that forgiveness. Does that make sense? I hope that does, because that is one of the things that really gets people stuck. Women are very, very stuck on, if I'm nice to him now, then he'll think that that's the green light to hurt me again. But most of the time, that is just not true. Most people have never actually been forgiven. If you are actually working on actively forgiving somebody, it's going to be like magic. It's going to be something they've never freaking seen before. So it's going to be impressive to them. They're going to want for you to continue on with that process, to continue to love them, to continue to forgive them. They will not want to hurt you again and mess the whole thing up for themselves. It will leave them with very deep shame and sorrow if they do that. All right. So, got any questions about that? Anything at all? Anything you got going on? Yeah, all I'm saying is, you say you want to heal. You say you want to reconcile. You want to get better with your mate. But are you actually doing the things that create the healing? Are you following the healing path? Because healing isn't a feeling. It's not, oh, I just feel like everything is better. I have forgiven now. Healing is a practice. Healing is doing things that will help to mend this wound. I was a nurse for 25 years. You do not heal a wound with time. That is not how that works. You heal wounds with proper wound care. You do the things to keep the wound clean, to keep it disinfected, to let it close from the inside out, to let it knit itself together. You do the things that facilitate that. You don't just leave it. You don't just say, oh, well, I'm wounded and, eventually I guess it'll close up. You're going to get an infection like that. Okay. You just leave it wide open, it's going to get infected. If you keep putting your grubby little fingers into that wound that you have, it is not going to heal. That's the same thing that happens with our physical bodies. If you are sitting there and you got a wound and you keep picking at it, you keep putting your dirty fingers on the inside of it, you keep on trying to make it do something other than just heal, you are not going to heal. You're going to get an infection. The same thing happens when you are trying to heal from this infidelity. If you keep on digging your fingers into that wound, asking all those questions, talking about it constantly, not letting yourself be close to your mate, letting down those walls, not making the decision that you want to heal, reacting to the fear by running from the fear, running from the triggers. If you do that, you are doing all the things that keep that wound dirty and infected, and you are not going to be able to heal it. But if you can keep your hands off of it, clean it really well, do the practices, do your deep breathing, do your journaling, do your gratitude practice. That is all healing this wound from the inside out so that we can get better. So we are not sitting here infected, we are healed. Okay? All right. Let me know if you got any questions about that. Put them in the comments. But yes, we are doing the Tricky Triggers Challenge, and it's coming up on the 22nd. Click on the link in the comments. Go sign up for the challenge. All right. You want to be in on this. It is day by day by day. And whatever it is, whatever you have that is triggering you, bring it. We can work on it. We can do something about it. I have a plan for all the triggers. All right. So come on, bring them with you and talk to me on September 22nd. We're gonna solve it. All right. All right. Last thing, the last of the practices that I'm always going to tell you, those 5 things: doing your deep breathing, doing your journaling, doing your gratitude practice, and not asking all those questions. The 5th thing is for you to do your affirmations. Have you been doing your affirmations? If you have not, I need you to jump on that. I need you to remember to say good things about yourself. When you have been traumatized, the trauma, if you don't get away from them, the trauma will be constantly in your head like, you're such a doormat. I don't know why you're letting him in your life anymore. You're just giving him the green light to go ahead and hurt you again. You're so stupid. You're so naive. That's what your brain is doing to you just because you've been traumatized. That's unfair, right? I feel like that's a little unfair that your brain goes to attack you just because you've been traumatized by somebody else's actions. Just because I didn't run away from that person doesn't mean that I deserve these mean things being said to me. So you've got to take back control of your brain. Again, this is all a physical thing that is happening to you. It is inside your body, including inside your brain. And so you've got to take back control and regulate your body and your brain again. You've got to tell your brain the exact opposite of what it's trying to believe. You tell it the affirmations that you want it to remember about yourself, okay? You tell your brain over and over again that you are not naive, you are not stupid, that is not who you are. You are loving, you are forgiving, you are compassionate, you are happy. That's what you tell your brain. That's the affirmation that you use instead of just allowing it to say horrible things about you. Insist on saying good things about you. Okay. So we could use an affirmation today about releasing. We could say, today I give myself permission to release what no longer protects me. You could use that as an affirmation. That is fine. Um, we can also pick one out of the deck. I got an affirmation card deck right here. This one says, today I am excited. Today is going to be the best day ever. That's a wonderful thing to wake up first thing in the morning and tell yourself. If you drink your water first thing in the morning and say, I am so excited. Today is going to be the best day ever. Something wonderful is going to happen to me today. Telling yourself that ahead of time, your brain will look for something wonderful to happen. So all sorts of good affirmations that you can use. If you do not have affirmations specifically for healing and reconciling, I have those. Okay. I have the Healthy Habit Builder. It will give you 90 days worth of affirmations and journal prompts and advice about healing and reconciling. So each and every day you'll get to your inbox a affirmation that you can use, a journal prompt that you can use, some good advice that you can take with you out into the day. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and put habits in the comments and I will send you a link for that too. Okay. All right. That's all we got. So, one more time to practice it. I need you to do your deep breathing. I need you to do your journaling. I need you to practice gratitude. I need you to stop asking him all those questions about the affair. And I need you to do your affirmations. And more than anything, like I tell you every week, more than anything, I need you to not do what the fear and the pain are telling you to do. You are traumatized, and so those voices are very loud inside your head. The fear tells you things, the pain tells you things, it encourages you to do things, but they are the actions of a person who is hurting. What we need to do is do the actions of a person who has healed. And it's always the exact opposite. If your brain is screaming to do something that hurts, then we've got to do the exact opposite to be able to heal. So as you are going through your day, whatever your brain is screaming, try doing the exact opposite of what it's saying. It will probably be the healing path. It will definitely be the healing path, not the hurting path. Okay? That's about it. That's all I got for you today. I don't see any comments, don't see any questions. You all let me know if you have questions. Put them in the comments. Have it for the affirmations and trigger if you want me to send you the tricky triggers challenge link. I am so excited about this challenge. I want to see you there. Make sure that you go ahead and sign up and you'll get an email from me almost about 10 minutes later, um, with all the details that you need about the challenge, everything that you're going to need to know. Okay. All right, y'all. I love you. And I'm so, so proud of you. If nobody has told you lately, you deserve to be told how proud somebody is of you for doing all this, for trying so hard to heal from this, for wanting reconciliation and forgiveness and understanding and love. We need more people in the world like you. We need more people who are willing to open their hearts instead of shutting their hearts down. And I am proud of you for doing that. Okay? All right, y'all. Mwah! I love you, and I will see you again next Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Healing Hour Live. I'll see you then. Bye.